So
Mhm.
we took the concept from Elliot, and the concept is very simple, but we did not rely on it 100% because since the time has changed and
Mhm.
market is also changed, right? It's changing every day. So why to rely on the concept which is so long and old, right? But
Mhm.
the concept was so pure and so accurate that you cannot
Mhm.
deny it, that it is like it has changed the shape and form, but it's following
Mhm.
the same rules and regulation. All right.
Mhm.
So that's why we have taken the concept and then we have built into the advanced analysis, like what is working right now. All right.
Yes.
Because in the book you would not find some of the pattern which we discuss, like 90% of the cipher. All right. So
Yeah.
that is also there, but he did not say this is a 90%, this is a cipher pattern, this is a like that pattern. So there are some patterns which we have taken. Most of the patterns we have taken from Elliot, and we added some pattern
Mhm.
to that. And one more thing we added to this thing, how actually you will recognize the pattern. All right.
Oh.
So what I'm
Oh.
trying to say, for other people, this could be a flag.
Mhm.
For us, this is something else, and we like to call some pattern as something, a specific name for something. We have the rules for that. Like we have the rules for bat pattern, right? So
Yes.
if
Yes.
we touch 618, we are not gonna call it 61 or like bat pattern, right? It's something else for
Mhm.
us.
Yes.
Even here, the pattern which we use, we have the rules for that. So it has to go through all those conditions. Once it approves that condition, we will call it that pattern and we
Mhm.
can look to the next move. All right. So what
Okay.
did
Okay.
Elliot say? Elliot say how to recognize the impulse. Each and
Mhm.
every impulse, single impulse, consists five lower degree waves. So let's say you have the impulse. This is a daily chart. All right.
Okay.
So if you go in deep, if you zoom in, if you go to 4 hour, 1 hour, 3 hour kind of thing, you would find that that impulse consists five subwaves or five lower degree waves. How does that go? This will go one, all right.
Mhm.
Then you'll have two, then you'll have three,
Mhm.
and you'll have four, and you'll have five.
Yes.
All right. So
Mhm.
the thing which looks like this on daily, if you go on hourly and intraday chart, that thing could look like this. All
Mhm.
right.
Yes. Yes.
Make sense so far? So you call it
Yeah.
one, you'll call it two, you'll
Mhm.
call it three, you'll
Mhm.
call it four, you'll call it five. Once that five is complete, right?
Mhm.
So impulse has five way, then you will go to in a correction form, which will have
Mhm.
three waves into it. All right. So
Yes.
it will go into A, B, and C wave.
Mhm.
Make sense? Let me draw it
Yeah.
here. How do I draw it? Yeah. So we have the impulse one, two, three, five, right? Then we have
Yes.
A, B, C. Sorry, it's a little long. A, B, C. Okay.
Yep.
So after that, the impulse continue after three wave correction. So what did he
Mhm.
say? What's the concept? You have an impulsive wave, then you have a three wave correction. Now, do they
Yes.
have to have three wave correction all the time? Now, this is today's condition. This is our condition. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
no, because if you like, if market was this simple, like you have impulse, you have three wave, everybody would jump. How hard is that? Again,
Mhm.
it's simple.
Yes.
So what happens?
Mhm.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't have. But the concept is like this only, that you have an impulse, then you have a three wave correction. Okay, and after
Mhm.
that, the next impulse go.
Yes.
So if you go in deep in that impulse, or in they have he has a rule for each wave. What is it? Let's discuss that. Let me write the names first so you can understand. B and C. He said the first impulse is the smallest one. All right.
Mhm.
Then you have a correction for that impulse, and the like third of this wave, the third impulse for this, the third wave. I'm not. It's not impulse. It's the longest one. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Then the fourth wave is a corrective, right?
Uh-huh.
And he has one more rule. Whatever corrective pattern you had over there, you cannot have the similar corrective pattern here. All
Right.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Which means if you have simple corrective pattern over there, you'll have a complex corrective pattern over there. If you had a complex
Mm-hmm.
corrective pattern over there, you'll have a simple corrective pattern over there. It's vice versa.
Okay.
It cannot have the similar. Okay. And
Okay.
then he said the territory of the first wave in any shape or form cannot touch by the fourth wave. So the correction for the third one can go as deep as low, but it cannot touch the high of the first wave. Make sense?
Okay.
So this leg cannot touch this horizontal,
Fine.
this horizontal support, whatever we call it. It has to bounce without touching it and go. All right. And the fifth
Okay.
wave is the last one, and generally this is shallow waves, and this is not like long as third one. The third one is the longest one. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But one more attention. This is today's condition. This is our condition. Means it's not my condition, but it's like once we have the computer and all. So once
Mm-hmm.
those conditions are fulfilled, you can label that as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Any of those conditions are not fulfilling, this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sense?
Okay.
Once that fifth condition is complete, that this trend is broken for the left side, I'm sorry, to the right side, you'll go in a three-wave correction. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also a corrective pattern which you will learn. All right. This could be anything. It can repeat the same pattern. It can also repeat pattern from here,
Okay.
or it can form any new pattern here. It doesn't matter,
Mm-hmm.
but it will form a three-wave correction. That's we assume. But today in today's market, it does not do all the time. All right, but that's the
Yeah.
concept we take. So far, so good.
Yeah.
And once this AC leg is complete, the C leg is complete, the C is complete, it will go
Mm-hmm.
in a next impulse direction,
Good.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
when this C is complete, look at this way. This will complete a higher degree impulse, which
Mm-hmm.
means what I'm trying to say, you will find that this entire thing from here to here become 1, and this entire thing become 2, and which means now the third wave come, which will be longer than
Longest.
this A, the white one.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense so far? So this will go
Yes.
beyond my monitor, right?
Mm-hmm.